Moses Moody, aka Always Ready, had quite an unusual season last year. In a very up and down regular season, Moody jumped in and out of the rotation, gathering up a total of 14 DNPs and only averaging 13 minutes per game. In the 63 games he played last season, Moody averaged only 4.8 points per game and 1.7 rebounds per game. While that doesn't seem good by any means, we have to remember that he didn't get consistent minutes, and he had several games where he would only play a couple of minutes, which tanked his averages. So I thought it would be better to look at his stats when he actually does get minutes. In the 10 games he played 20 or more minutes this season, he averaged 13.4 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game, 1.9 assists per game, shooting 55% on field goals and 42% on threes. Whether Moody got garbage time minutes or played 20 minutes, no matter how many minutes he got, he never complained and used his game to show Steve Kerr why he deserved more minutes. His maturity, despite only being in his second year, rewarded him with a spot in the playoff rotation. In the postseason, Moody was arguably the most consistent bench player on the team, shooting 53% from the field and 59% behind the arc. Interestingly, Moody actually averaged more minutes per game in the playoffs than he did in the regular season, tallying 13.4 minutes per game in the big games compared to 13 minutes per game in the regular season. So, after proving to the Warriors that he can be a reliable rotational piece on the team, what's next for him? Well, let's first take a look at the facets of his game that stick out the most. So heading into what I think is the most important facet of his game actually has nothing to do physically with basketball. And that is in fact, like I stated before, is his maturity. 4 months ago, during the regular season back in March, Kerr compared Moody to Kevon Looney, stating, "He reminds me a lot of Looney, incredibly mature, hardworking, understands what we're trying to accomplish, puts the work in every day. But like Loon, came out at 19 after one college year, it takes time. It took Loon till his 4th year to really contribute. What I love about Loon, about Moses, is the sense of maturity and the sense of work ethic. With Moody, being able to find a young player who understands and accepts their role on the team is huge when trying to grow young talent on a championship level team. It's obvious that Moody knows that he will get his chance to contribute soon, but right now it's a matter of getting adjusted to the system, working on his game, and staying patient. Having this level of maturity and work ethic only makes me believe that Moody is someone who is going to have a very long NBA career. Turning on to the basketball side of things, I'm really excited to see how he progresses as a three-point shooter. After shooting 36% from 3 in both of his first years in the league, I think he can easily be a consistent high 30s to 40% three-point shooter in the future. Just looking at his jump shot, he has the right mechanics with a solid form, and he does a great job of setting his feet and bending his knees. While working on his season highlight video, I noticed that most of the three-point shots he made were swishes. I'm not sure what to take out of that, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Another facet of his game I think that could break out next season is his rebounding. I remember watching his game against the Thunder in early April when he had a few rebounds that were all created off of his hustle. That one-handed rebound and dunk without any run-up momentum still blows my mind every time I see it. Maybe not to the extent of Gary Payton II, but he has shown that he plays bigger than he is, and can out-rebound most players when he is in that zone. On the defensive end, Moody is steady. He's a 6'6" wing defender who has a 7'1" wingspan, and he moves his feet on the perimeter quite well. I think he has a lot of potential to be a wing who can guard positions 1 through 4. In his exit interview, Moody hinted at gaining more muscle in the offseason, saying, "Just developing my body, that's the one thing I definitely want to get into, because I play a lot bigger than I am." If he gains more muscle, he will become even more versatile in the Warriors lineups. I won't be surprised if Steve Kerr uses him as a power forward if they ever go small ball. Overall, when I view Moses Moody's game, I think he can be a solid 6-man or 5th starter on a championship caliber team within the next couple of years. I see him fitting into that Bruce Brown and Josh Hart kind of role, a hustle player who does a lot of the dirty work such as rebounding and playing defense, but also has the ability to go off in big time games and hit clutch shots. But comparing him with those two, he is arguably already a better shooter than them. I think in his prime, he'll float around as an elite level role player to fringe level all-star. I haven't seen enough playmaking or shot creating so far to believe that he can become more than that, but he has plenty of time to develop as he's only 21 years old, so hopefully he proves me wrong. With Jordan Poole and Dante DiVincenzo gone, I expect Moody to get a significant minutes increase. It seems like the Warriors are very high on Moody, and it makes it even more apparent after the moves that they have been making in the offseason. The addition of Chris Paul is a move that makes me really excited for the young players like Moody and Kuminga. If CP3 does roll with the second unit, his ability to pace the game and orchestrate the offense will do wonders for the development of Moody and the other young players. CP3's unselfishness will give the second unit plenty of good looks on offense, but if the game gets too chaotic, Paul can settle things down or even take the game over. Also, we have yet to see the remaining free agents the Warriors will sign, so there's that. To end off, I think Moody's going to have a big season next year. Like I said earlier, he's only 21 years old and he's already a really solid player. I'm very excited to see the kind of output he can do when he gets more consistent minutes. Even then, he's a very steady player and you always know what you're going to get when he's on the floor. Someone who is focused, plays into the system, and gives you effort, even in garbage time. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you have a lot of faith in the development of Moses Moody? Hope you guys enjoyed this video and go Warriors.